Hi friends, how are you? I hope you are all doing great. I am Diana and I am so glad that you're here. I'm super excited for today's video because I did a thing. I dyed my own yarn. This is what we decided to do instead of dyeing eggs this year. I know that I'm not the only person who did this. I saw things on Instagram and TikTok and Pinterest and everything, and people were saying they had done this year, but this was something that I have been wanting to try for quite a while. I don't really know why I've been so intimidated, but I have been, and we finally just pulled the plug and did it. My daughter and I did this together, and I have some tips to share with you from having done this. So I will show you the 4 colorways that we did, and then I'm gonna talk to you about them. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time being able to find the colors right now, but you know, you would think that would not be a difficult thing. Okay, so I have these 4, and what I had done was I bought pretty inexpensive yarn. So let's rewind. First of all, you don't have to invest a lot of money if you want to do this, right? So just start out simple and easy. If it's something that you enjoy, go ahead and invest a little bit more money into it. But I'm just saying, have fun with this, which was exactly what I've been all nervous about. I wanted it to be all perfect. I always see these gorgeous colors and everything. And so the first thing is just don't spend a lot of money. Just try it out, see what you think. It's not like we can't get yarn a ton of other places, so don't stress about that. But all I did was I found some really inexpensive plain yarn, plain, undyed, natural, but I don't know how we calling that. And I did different fibers, so because I wanted to see how this would do on all of the different fibers. So the second thing is there are thousands, literally thousands of different ways to be able to do this. So many people have videos or blogs or I mean, just you could literally go anywhere and you'll find some kind of tutorial on how to dye yarn, the best ways to go about it. I wanted to do acid dye, and then that's the other thing, because the acid dyes, you need an acid to go with it, and so it's usually vinegar, which now I totally understand why some yarns smell like vinegar, and then or else citric acid. So I personally cannot stand the smell of vinegar. I don't like the taste. I don't like it in things. I don't eat salad dressing with it in there. I know that it's good for cleaning. I'll use it for cleaning sometimes, but I didn't want to use it for the dyeing, and so I did a citric acid instead. And then there's options to soak it in an acid bath first. And what I have found from doing research and then doing myself is that the acid it sets the dye, right? So if you don't want the colors to blend at all, if you're doing a multicolored yarn and you don't want the colors to bleed into each other, then you want to make sure that you soak it in this acid soak first. But I chose to just soak it in just water, and then I did the dye, and then I put my acid on it to kind of set it, and which is another thing that I found out. So this is my whole tester. You can take these tips and use them to do something or not do something for yourself. So, but I wanted some kind of I wanted the colors to kind of mix into each other. Now here's the thing with that though. So like on this yarn, I did like a fuchsia and a yellow. I did two of each. A fuchsia, a yellow, and like a blue. Like not like a turquoise blue, but an actual blue. And I got a whole lot of green, if you can see, and not, oh, see now look on camera, this looks really like kind of turquoise color in real life, because it's fake life there, it looks very green, like almost like an emerald green. And then I wanted like I thought I had wanted like a really deep pink, and of course it went a little lighter. I got lots of purple in there. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love this and I love the variations and everything. I don't want to take it too much out, but so just keep that in mind. And also I know like in a lot of the tutorials they talk about making sure that you get the dye underneath the yarn, otherwise you're going to have really light spots. Now I opted to go for more light because this was my first time doing it, and so I kind of wanted to see what I got and what I was working with. Same thing with adding heat to it, which will intensify the color. And again, I was like, well, I mean, let's just see what we get. So I just let it soak, and I did not put it on the oven. I did not on the stove. I did not cook it. So I didn't add heat to it. I just did the warm water when I was first doing it. And see, I have a lot of like really light colors in here. And then the other thing was I used straight powder. I know that you can like mix your powder in with water. You can dilute it down and like, you know, like when you're doing your tie-dye, right? And you can paint it basically. And I chose not to do that. I chose to just put my powder on and see how it would disperse. And it's funny because this one I was actually going for a really light, and I'm not a huge fan of like speckledy yarn, but after I got this out, I think that's what I would have preferred to do. I think I would have liked to have kept some more natural spots and then just did like the speckles. So that's the other thing, like you kind of find out what, one, the colors that you're initially drawn to, and then two, the styles of the things that you like. So I found that I go for a lot of like pinks and purples and like a lot of the gem colors. So like just the deeper green, if we were to do green, more like a turquoise color and those kinds of things. And luckily my daughter decided to do some with me, and she did like really dark colors. Now again, we could have intensified this or left it longer. We were just too impatient, and I love this. Like I said, I'm not really a big green one, but with this blue and this green and into this purple and everything, I actually really like this one. This was one of my favorites. And then she did a really kind of murky, she was trying to go more for browns and oranges and everything. And she got a lot of this purple and green. And again, this is probably another one of the ones that I really like. So it's kind of funny that this one was the one I was most excited to do, and it's actually my least favorite. And I think this was my least excited to do, and I ended up really like this. And I am not a big brown person, but I really like the colors that she got with this. Now this one is a cotton. You're not supposed to you don't really use acid on cottons. You use them on like on the natural fibers, which isn't cotton, a natural fiber. Anyway, if you think about it, cotton, you could do just like your tie-dye dyes, because that's basically what you're doing anyway, right? Like you're dyeing a cotton t-shirt. But we wanted to see how it would work on there anyways. So that was the other thing. Now I just want to try a whole bunch of other different colors and different techniques and different styles, and trying to make sure I didn't forget anything. I am so curious though if you have already tried dyeing your own yarn, if you wanted to dye your own yarn, if you're going to dye your own yarn. But I now have a new bug, and I have in the works an advent calendar coming up, which is the other thing. Like after all of this, there are so many nicely colored yarns that we have access to. So as much as I really liked doing this, and I'm not gonna stop, I'm gonna keep going. I don't know like to what extent I'm gonna do, but I think that this will be like my first special things. But I really want to do like themed yarns, and like I said, I already have something in the works to do an advent with dyed yarns. So that's the stuff that I have coming up. I am so excited with this though. It was so much fun. I highly recommend. And if you do it, let me know, or let me know your thoughts on hand dyeing yarn. And definitely please share any experiences that you've had with it. And that's it. So there are more things coming, and I'm so glad that you guys were all here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.